Alright guys, my name is Lil Chef and welcome back to an episode of the Patreon Sim Dynasty. Just got done with week 5. Let's see what happened with that one. UConn ends up dropping another one. It's back to back for them. They started off the season pretty good, but Tulane ended up being too much, 49-26. It just looks like they were never able to stop them. I mean, the second quarter was probably the best for UConn, other than the third quarter, but just couldn't stop the run game. Taking a look at the stats, 18 first downs, 414 yards of total offense, 43 rushes for 232 yards and 2 touchdowns, 13 for 21 for 181 and a touchdown, 8 for 13 on third down. I mean, he played a really solid game, just unable to get in the red zone and unable to stop them from converting on third down and unable to stop them from scoring in the red zone, man. The 3 turnovers most definitely hurt. Rice gets back in the win column, knocking off rival SMU 56-24. My goodness, 28-7 at the half. And it was never really close after that. A fumble return started the ball rolling, and it was all Rice from there. Taking a look at the stats, 22 first downs, 461 yards of total offense, 38 rushes for 180 and 4 touchdowns, 22 for 27, 281 and 3 touchdowns. That guy's got a good quarterback, man. 2 for 6 on third down, not great, but he didn't really need it because he was 6 for 7 in the red zone with 6 touchdowns. He only had the 1 to fumble, and he played another outstanding game. His defense forced 4 turnovers. ECU again, still looking for that first win, drop into rival Southern Miss 42-32. I mean, they put up a good fight in the fourth, just a little far behind in the first half, and they were never able to recover from there. But it looks like their offense is having no problems. Defense looks like they're having a little bit of issue. Taking a look at the stats, 22 first downs, 453 yards of total offense, 23 rushes for 97 yards and a touchdown, 26 for 47 for 356 and 3 touchdowns, 8 for 16 on third down. I mean, that's solid, but missed opportunities in the red zone. You give him those other 3 touchdowns, and it's a different ball game, man. He wins that game, hands down. Just unable to score in the red zone whenever he needs to, and unable to keep them out of the end zone on defense. And we continue to win, dominating our only rival, Toledo, 35-24. A huge fourth quarter, scoring 14 points definitely helped us get the win there. Looked like a pretty good game until then. And we scored a last-second touchdown to put it out of reach. Taking a look at the stats, 26 first downs, 553 yards of total offense, 27 rushes for 106 and 2 touchdowns, 32 for 46 for 447 and 3 touchdowns. We're throwing the ball extremely well again this year, and this guy's only a junior. 9 for 13 on third down, 1 for 2 on fourth down, not great, but we did alright on third down. And then 4 for 7, or this game wouldn't have even been close. We missed out on 3 scoring opportunities in the red zone, and we only had 1 turnover. So it must have been one of, I'm going to say the turnover, the fourth down, and then maybe the end of the game or half. I'm not sure, but we missed out on opportunities to score. Northern Illinois ends up losing to Ohio. Ohio's got a pretty stacked team, and I'm pretty sure they did fairly decent last year. But a big second quarter, a big first half helped them get the win, as Northern Illinois was never able to recover. Doesn't look like any kind of turnover difference, just unable to stop them. Taking a look at the stats, 17 first downs, 412 yards of total offense, 33 rushes for 148 and a touchdown, 18 for 39 for 264 and 2 touchdowns. I mean, it looks like a pretty solid day. 11 for 18 on third down. It's not great, but it's over 60%, so I would take that. 1 for 2 on fourth down, and then 100% in the red zone. Looks like the defense unable to keep the Ohio team out of the red zone and unable to stop them from converting third downs, and weren't able to take advantage of the turnovers. So a couple of turnovers on their end as well, just not quite enough to keep them in this game. Army stays undefeated, scoring 10 points in the fourth quarter to edge out Pitt. Man, Army's a good team. Golly, dude, when they score last, a minute left in the game with a field goal, and Pitt couldn't retaliate. Taking a look at the stats, 18 first downs, 324 yards of total offense, 55 rushing attempts for 288 yards and 4 touchdowns, 3 for 11 for 36 yards. I mean, they're not a throw team. They run the ball well, and got the job done. 8 for 15 on third down, 100% on fourth down, and 100% in the red zone. Look how even this was. They were both 53% on third down, both 100% on fourth down, and both 100% in the red zone. My goodness, one stop, one minor difference there could have been the deciding factor in this game for Pitt if they had stopped them just one time. And then Wyoming also continues to be unbeaten. He was a little worried last year if he wasn't going to be able to make it. So far this year, 4-0. Looking really good, man. 31-21 in this game. Just able to run the ball well, throwing the ball pretty good. It's nice to see that. Taking a look at the stats, 19 first downs, 426 yards of total offense, 33 rushes for 262 and 2 touchdowns. Ran the ball decent. 16 for 24 for 164 yards and 2 touchdowns. Threw the ball pretty good. The third down conversions, not so much. 3 for 9, but 100% in the red zone with touchdowns and no turnovers. Definitely helps. I mean, this defense needs some work. Allowing 68% on third down and 100% in the red zone, but he did good. He didn't need to convert that many times on third down to get the win. So taking a look at the matchups this week, I have Northern Illinois. It should be interesting to see. I don't know if I can base the numbers from the last couple of games or from the regular season before he jumped in, because he's made some adjustments. So we will just leave our stuff as is because it's working for us currently as we jump into that game. Wyoming's got a bye week, Northern Illinois and myself. Army and Air Force, UConn and Houston, Charlotte, UMass, ECU's got a bye week, and Rice, Louisiana Tech. We're looking at the matchup. Kirk's picking us to win. We have a little bit better team. We're about the same offensively. We're able to throw the ball a lot, but he's fairly balanced, man. 212 and 170, so we got to watch out for that. And we are pretty good. We're a pretty good team. I'm very happy with where we're sitting right now. We're going to see who gets the win this week as we play Northern Illinois. All right, Army suffers their first loss of the season to rival Air Force, and pretty handily, even 31-10. They had a solid first quarter, 7-0, and then unable to do anything until the end of the game. And also the start of the fourth quarter with a field goal, but it was all Air Force today. Taking a look at the stats, 15 first downs, 235 yards of total offense, 45 rushes for 171 and 1 touchdown. That's probably their worst game since they took over as head coach. Running the ball at the very least, 7 for 17, 64 yards, no touchdowns, 6 for 14 on third down. Not bad, but not great either. 1 for 3 on fourth down, and only 1 for 1 in the red zone. They only had 1 turnover, so just unable to convert on third and fourth down, unable to get a run game going. Just killed them today. Charlotte takes the loss to UMass to give them their first win of the season, 40-28. UMass just had a huge second quarter and continued that roll in the rest of the game to extend their lead and never look back. Charlotte had 17 first downs, 405 yards of total offense, 29 rushes for 221 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's not bad at all, man. That's solid. 16 for 24 for 184 and 2 touchdowns. That's also solid. It's just the 1 for 6 on third down and the 0 for 1 on fourth down cost them this game. Probably the 2 turnovers as well, but for sure 1 for 6. They were putting up good numbers, just unable to convert when they needed to. I mean, they stopped them in the red zone, only allowing 3 touchdowns out of 8 times they were there. They played great, just unable to produce on offense. And then we end up edging out Northern Illinois 30-28 to stay unbeaten. Wow, man, we jumped out early, 21-0. We were up 24-0, and then they bounced right back, making it 24-14 right before the half. We kicked the field goal just for giggles, and we kicked a field goal with 3 seconds left for the win. Dude, we were down 27-28, and we kicked a field goal at the end of the game, and that would have been a heck of a one to watch. That's for dang sure. Looking at the stats, we had 23 first downs, 474 yards of total offense, 37 rushes for 137 and a touchdown. We don't throw the ball a whole lot, or we don't run the ball a whole lot, and that's pretty good for us. 30 for 45 for 337 and 2 touchdowns, pretty solid. It's about what we've been averaging. 3 for 15 on third downs, horrible. My goodness, dude, that's not good at all. But we made up for it, going 100% on fourth down and 100% in the red zone. We scored every time. That's what helped us get the win, even with the 2 turnovers. Man, dude, that was a heck of a game. The Northern Illinois, 16 first down, 356 yards total offense, 22 rushes for 111, no touchdowns. 23 for 45 for 245 and 4 touchdowns. He threw the ball extremely well. 4 for 12 on third down. He was in the same boat I was, just unable to produce on third down, but made up for it on fourth down. And we shut him down 1 time in the red zone, and that was the deciding factor. So if he hadn't turned the ball over 4 times, that could have been a way different ball game. Rice dominates Louisiana Tech 49-20. They were up 28-0 before Louisiana kicked a field goal and then scored 28-10 at the half. Then Rice jumped back on them again to start the second half. Taking a look at the stats, 19 first downs, 543 yards of total offense, 45 rushes for 192 and 5 touchdowns. 16 for 21 for 351 and 2 touchdowns. That quarterback is so good. 6 for 13 on third down and 100%, 5 for 5 in the red zone. Defense forced a couple of turnovers and took advantage of it as they kept piling it on. UConn suffers a rough loss to Houston, 42-6. I mean, Houston last year was ranked real high. This year probably still ranked pretty high with only one loss. Just unable to get anything going. I mean, Houston scored on a fumble to start the game, and it was just all Houston after that. Taking a look at the stats, 16 first downs, 289 yards of total offense, 46 rushes for 198, and then 10 for 28 for 91 yards, no touchdowns, 6 for 19 on third down, not great. They had a lot of opportunities, just were unable to convert on the third down, and then unable to score in the red zone, settling for a field goal one of the 2 times they were there. Only had 1 turnover though, but that resulted in a scoop and score, and points flopped instantly. Just not a good game all around for UConn. Taking a look at the matchups this week, we have Eastern Michigan, Wyoming, and Troy, Northern Illinois and Akron, Army and Purdue, UConn at number 15 ranked Tulsa. Dude, he's got a rough schedule over there. Charlotte and FIU, ECU and Memphis, and then Rice takes on UTEP. Taking a peek at our game, they're picking us to win. We need to win because we got a lot of people visiting this week. A ton of people visiting. And they're beating us in the rush offense. No big deal there. I'm not worried about it in the pass defense, which I am worried because we are the number 1 rated pass offense in the daggum nation. As long as we can keep doing what we've been doing and press these recruits, get some more people to commit, we'll be doing just fine. And it looks like Charlotte ends up losing to FIU 28-17, allowing 14 points in the fourth. It was a good back and forth game before that. Just unable to hold them off in the fourth quarter and put up points in the fourth quarter. Taking a look at the stats, 27 first downs, 353 yards of total offense, 42 rushes for 196 and a touchdown, 17 for 30 for 157 and a touchdown, 6 for 11 on third down, over 1 on fourth down. This right here was the killer. 3 for 6 in the red zone, unable to get up points in the red zone. If they had scored the 2 touchdowns and kicked another field goal, ball game. If they had scored all touchdowns, ball game. Just unable to finish the deal whenever they needed to. Northern Illinois ends up beating Akron 35-30 with 7 points in the fourth. Man, that came down to the wire. Did it come down to like the last second? Akron scored with 1:35 left. That's what it was. Other than that, it wasn't really a game. Taking a look at the stats, 22 first downs, 448 yards of total offense, 29 for 130 and a touchdown, 24 for 41 for 318, and 4 touchdowns. Threw the ball extremely well. I mean, not completion rating, but conversion to touchdowns and stuff like that turned out pretty good. 7 for 13 on third down, 2 for 2 on fourth down, and 2 for 3 in the red zone. Even with the 2 turnovers, it didn't matter. It's just Northern Illinois is a little bit better than Akron. And UTEP downs Rice for the first time in like 3 seasons, man. Rice has been dominant in their conference since the get-go. But this year, they're suffering a little bit. They've already had 2 losses. Their first one to UTEP in conference, 19-14. Man, they scored, kicked a field goal, but it wouldn't have mattered. They were already up 16-14 at that time. Taking a look at the stats, 19 first downs, 361 yards of total offense, 31 rushes for 177 and no touchdowns, 13 for 23 for 184 and 2 touchdowns. That's the worst game Rice has had throwing the ball since he's got his quarterback that he's got. So I wonder if he got injured maybe, because that is not a good rating for him. 3 for 9 on third downs, not good either. He's been tearing it up where his defense was 12 for 19. I mean, they couldn't stop him on third down. 0 for 1 on fourth down and 1 for 2 in the red zone. They just didn't play good. Couldn't take advantage of the 2 turnovers and got beat today. And we continue to roll in MAC play, 56-42. I'm not happy with my defense giving up 42 points, but we jumped out early 14-0, and they retaliated with 14 points themselves, and then nice little back and forth. We started the third quarter off great, dude. 21 straight points before they scored, and then another 14-14 swapperoo. But hey, we had a pretty good game. Taking a look at the stats, 34 first downs, golly, 579 yards of total offense, 30 rushes for 152 and a touch, 33 for 48 for 427 yards and 7 touchdowns. Golly. 6 for 10 on third down, 2 for 3 on fourth down, 5 for 6 in the red zone with 1 turnover. It looks like we took advantage of the turnovers that they had because we put up points. And we got another win, man. We're cruising along pretty good. If there's a comeback award winner, Wyoming, man, last year he was worried about getting fired and made some changes. He is undefeated. I think him and myself are the only 2 undefeated teams left for the users. And he's doing it in pretty good fashion. 31-24, pretty quiet game until the fourth. Whenever a field goal touchdown. And then Troy tried to make it a game, scored a touchdown. And then Wyoming retaliated again before Troy just barely got on the board with a little bit of time left to make it look respectable. Taking a look at the stats, 22 first downs, 440 yards of total offense, 44 for 259 and 3 touchdowns, ran the ball good, 12 for 25 for 181 and a touchdown, 5 for 13 on third down, that's not great. 100% on fourth down, that makes up for it, and 3 for 5 in the red zone. Missed opportunities, but it doesn't matter, still got the win, more than likely because of the 2 turnovers. Wyoming rolling right now. And UConn knocked off a ranked Tulsa team. I think they were like 15 when they played. They're 23 now for their first loss. UConn with a surprise, 24-21 scoring, or 34-21 scoring 24 points in the fourth quarter. My goodness, they went off. Taking a look at the stats, 20 first downs, 334 yards of total offense, 36 rushes for 198 and 2 touchdowns, 10 for 25 for 136 and 2 touchdowns, 5 for 11 on third down, not bad. I mean, it's better than the opposing team. 1 for 2 for the 2-point conversion, but a solid 100% in the red zone. Only 1 turnover, and didn't have to do a whole lot. Somehow they got the win in decisive action. ECU is at a loss, man. Listening to him talk in the chat, it's just, he doesn't know what to do, and I don't blame him, man. He's got a pretty good team. His quarterback is like right behind me in users for passing yards. He's just not able to stop anybody on defense, man. Ends up losing again, 49-24 to Memphis. Didn't get his first point still halfway through the second quarter. I mean, he came out strong in the third quarter. Just the defense couldn't help him out there again. Taking a look at the stats, 22 first downs, 471 yards of total offense, 22 rushes for 117, no touchdowns, 28 for 45 for 354 and 3 touchdowns, 7 for 13 on third down, not bad, 0 for 1 on fourth down. That's just missed opportunities. 100% in the red zone did good, but unable to keep the defense unable to keep them from scoring touchdowns. If they make them settle for field goals, that's alright. They held them twice, but 5 touchdowns every time you're in the red zone is not a good stat line, man. So taking a peek at the championship contenders are 1 through 10. Florida State, Washington, UCLA, Virginia Tech, Auburn, Northwestern, K-State, Texas, Florida, and Clemson. The first user is Wyoming at 38, then myself at 39, Rice coming in at 45, UConn at 61, Northern Illinois at 90, Charlotte at 91, and then ECU at 125. Just taking a peek at the Heisman Watch, no users. We got Houston, Auburn, Florida State, UCLA, and Northwestern. Taking a look at the injury report, Army has a lot of people out. 2 linebackers, 2 right outside linebackers, so the starter, the backup, the middle linebacker, and the right end. Defense is hurting, and he's still holding his position pretty good. We also have some injuries. Finally got some right end, left tackle, and left guard. That hurts because out for the season, sophomore, then torn hamstring, pretty much out for the regular season. Unless we make a bowl game or something, left tackle, then the right end, same way. My goodness, hopefully that doesn't affect us too much. Charlotte has a quarterback out for 1 more week. Connecticut has a right tackle and corner. Wow, one of his best corners out. He's also hurting on defense. ECU, there you go, that's probably why. One of his best corners, 80 overall, out for 9 weeks. The right outside linebacker, that's a senior, 80 overall, out for 5 weeks. Rice has a halfback out for the season. Majette, Mike, 89 overall, Power Jr. Man, that sucks, dude. And then Wyoming has a left tackle, broken hand, out for 8 weeks. Taking a look at the job security, ECU is starting to feel the pressure, man. On the hot seat for dang sure. 0-5 currently. So he's got the he's got the AD breathing down his neck. UConn at 87%. He's getting some wins. He's almost there to his objective, and then the rest of it's 100% as of right now. And as you can tell from that last segment, Army is no longer part of the Dynasty. Ended up saying he just didn't have time to dedicate to it, or as much time as he would like to dedicate to it. So asked me to remove him currently. I did, but whenever he's ready, he's more than welcome to jump back in. His team is still there. So I have Syracuse this week, Wyoming and Colorado State, Northern Illinois and Toledo, UConn and ECU, and then Charlotte, Rice. Man, we got a lot of user matchups this week, so it's going to be interesting to see who gets the win. Now, taking a look at recruiting, we're doing extremely well, man. This is one of my best seasons to get people to come early, as we have no issues currently. We need to have 1 person ready for visit. Almost missed you, dog. Let me go ahead and schedule you real quick. Let's do it this week. I forgot I had to schedule visits. Alright, good thing I remembered, but we're doing extremely well recruiting wise, man. I am very happy with where we're sitting, and let's get back to prospect overview. We're leading on a lot of people, and we've already got quite a bit to commit. There are some that I'm pushing for Kind of, but not really. I reloaded my board a couple of times. I would like to get this outside linebacker and quarterback. I just need the points to do it. Just did some scouting. Same thing with kickers. I mean, I got a freshman kicker and punter. Morrison's a pretty good quarterback. I mean, stat-wise, he's a real good quarterback, but he's a JUCO. I mean, 91 and 86. Throw power accuracy, my goodness. As long as his awareness is great. Like I said, he's a JUCO, and some of the other guys are true freshmen. And then I just had to add some other people. But look at this receiving core. We got 2 80 overall receivers. Bam. Bam, number 1 receiver at number 9. A 78 tight end that we got to instant commit week 1. And then a quarterback, tackle, defensive end, and a wide receiver. We are loaded already. We didn't need any. All we needed was a defensive end this season. Everybody else is bonus. And it's coming along great. And then this week we have Syracuse looking to stay undefeated if possible. They got us beat in offensive ranking, rush offense, and pass defense. Oh man. Somebody that can stop the pass. That's going to be interesting because that's what we do. Hopefully we can come out and get another win. We got our guard visiting this week. And maybe we could secure him as well. That'd be nice. But all in all, it's been a great season so far for me, myself, and Wyoming. I'm pretty sure the only unbeaten teams out of the users. And we're rolling right along. That's going to be it for this episode. If you're new, be sure to subscribe. If you liked the video, be sure to leave a like. And I will see y'all next time.